Let's have a look at green. Usually green's my favorite color. Let's have a look at what's happening on green. And then probably the multicolored, and maybe the multicolored will sort of make me... I should really do the multicolored like first, so then we know what we're doing, but it's fine. This way is how we've done it, and it'll be fine. Alright, starting with Assert Perfection. The 2-mana green sorcery. Target creature you control gets +1/+0. Deals damage equal to its power to up to one target creature and opponent controls. Green removal. It's great. Take it. That's all I got to say about that. Right, like, it's pretty cheap. Sorcery speed, which ain't great, but yeah, it's green removal. This is the best green gets. So, wow. I mean, they previously there's been things like Beast Within, but you know, green doesn't really get that. So, yeah, this is the best green's going to get, I imagine. Aurora Awakener is a 7-mana 7/7 with trample. Fan of this already. I like my big green men. Vivid. When it enters, reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal X permanent cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Probably 2, maybe 3. Put any number of those permanent cards onto the battlefield, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I mean, this is like a good thing to ramp into, right? This is if you ramp into this is a 7-mana 7/7 that comes with probably 2 permanent cards. That's not terrible. I mean, I think you're probably just playing this as a 7-mana 7/7 with trample. But if you get this off and you get 2 permanents, yeah, this is probably good. I think this is definitely good enough for... Like, again, just big guys are going to be good, especially big guys with trample are just going to be good in limited. So this is just going to be a good card. Probably a great card by the time you get the 2 permanents. But you're never going to... It's not going to be anything more than 2 generally. 1 or 2 permanents. Maybe 3 if you're crazy, but that's kind of it. Balloon Tender. 2 mana for a 1/1 that taps, add... For each color among permanents you control, add 1 mana. Okay, so it's a mana nerd. Again, it's going to be adding 2 mana, so that's nice. But... it's going to either add 1, 2, or 3 mana. You're not going to go above that realistically in a limited format unless you're completely insane. Or got the best mana fixing the world has ever seen and a crazy payoff. But, yeah, generally you're only going to be playing 2 colors. Maybe 3. So this is going to be 2 mana. Maybe 3. Or if you don't have another thing, because this comes down on turn 2, so if you don't have another thing of a different color, it's just going to be 1 mana. Sure, whatever. Blossom Defense, 1 mana, instant, target creature gets +2/+2 and gains hexproof. Good, yeah. If it gives hexproof, it's a good combat trick, or a good little thing. It's a protection spell. Bristlebane Battler, 2 mana. Oh, okay. I was going to say 2 mana for a 6/6 with Trample and Ward 2, but enters with 5 -1/-1 counters on it. So it's actually going to be a 1/1 Trample and Ward 2. Whenever another creature you control enters while this creature has -1. So this is like the white Kithkin, but good. So this comes down as a 2 mana 1/1, and then you just like spawn Kithkin children out of the anus, and then you have a 6/6. Sure. I mean, white weenies, white and green Kithkin is just probably going to be like white weenies and then a couple of bigger green spells, right? So probably works. And this fits directly into that. So, yep. Sure. Bristlebane Outrider. 4 mana for a 3/5. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. As long as another creature enters the battlefield under your control this turn, it gets +2/+0. Again, this is very good with the Kithkin. If green-white Kithkin are all about white Kithkin vomiting spawn everywhere, and green Kithkin taking the damage and just fucking chunking people, these two are both very good. Very good with that idea. Celestial Reunion, our card back image! I just thought this card looked so pretty. Don't know about that squash. I might actually just go get another soda. Something weird seems to be going on. As an additional cost to cast the spell, you may choose a creature type and behold 2 creatures of that type. Okay, not too hard to do. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less. X is how much you paid. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. If this spell additional cost was played and the revealed card is the chosen type, put that card onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your hand. Okay, sure. So this is like Kindred get something good. Right, like if you hold 2 elves and pay for an elf, you can get an elf out. Sadly, Crater Hoof players are just soul-crushed all over because while the elves would say Crater Hoof Behemoth is a honorary elf, Crater Hoof is in fact not an elf. I suppose you could do something stupid, use like a changeling enchantment to make all creatures, all creature types, and then you just behold 2 elves, go get Crater Hoof, play Crater Hoof because he's actually an elf now. Oh, I hate with such a burning passion how dumb that is. But it is also very entertaining. This is probably fine. Again, I think for me, usually I just prefer to have the creature, not this. But I'm going to give this extra points on the art being fantastic. And also, there might be like 1 or 2 really like, these are the best cards I have. I need to try and get them. And if you can use this to go fetch them, then maybe it's good enough. Champions of the Perfect. Ooh, the Elf Champion. 4 mana for a 6/6 additional cost. Behold and exile it. Sure. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Good card. Great card. This is exactly what the elves want, sadly. But yes, this is a great card. When it leaves the battlefield, return the exile card to your hand. Sure. Yes, this is going to be good in Limited. This is going to be good in Commander, probably. Maybe this is too expensive. But isn't the Beast Tamer or whatever, the other card that does the exact same thing, 4 mana for something shittier? What's the elf that draws a card? Beast Tamer? No. Beast something. Whisperer. Beast Whisperer. Yeah, Beast Whisperer is a 4 mana 2/3 whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. So this is a 4 mana 6/6 whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. You do have to exile an elf from your hand or from the battlefield, though. But I don't think you care. Beast Whisperer is also an elf. So this is just Beast Whisperer 2. Right, like I imagine if any commander deck or standard deck or any deck is running Beast Whisperer, they're also going to run Champions of the Perfect as well. Because it's just Beast Whisperer with extra steps. Right, but it just is. So, yes, it's a good card. Surprisingly, good card. Chomping Changeling. A 3 mana 1/2. When it enters, disrupt 1 target artifact or enchantment. Whatever. It's fine, I guess. I don't really care for it, but sure. Crossroads Watcher. A 3 mana 3/3 with trample, and whenever another creature you control enters, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Sure, another just very generic, fine, whatever. If you're playing Kithkin, you probably play this. Dawn's Light Archer. A 3 mana 4/2 with flash and reach. This is the Green's version of Gotcha Bitch. Right? Your opponent swings with a flyer and you just gotcha bitch with this elf. It's just sort of like removal for flyers, but they have to attack, but it is quite funny. Yeah, I mean, it's not good, but it would have its moment, I'm sure. Dundalin Weaver? 2 mana. When this creature enters, if you control 3 or more creatures, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Fine. Again, your opponent can shoot something in response to this, so then you don't get the trigger, but it's a 2 mana, 2/1. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not very good either. It's just fine. Formidable Speaker. 3 mana for a 2/4. When it enters, you may discard a card. If you do, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. And then you can tap 1, tap it, untap another target permanent. Cool. Okay. So this looks like it's a like a champion, world champion. He's probably this guy's face. His face is this guy's face. I can't really see it. I don't watch the world championship, so I'm not entirely sure. But his face is probably that guy's face, and he probably got to help choose or help design the card. It's a good card. Like, again, in limited, I don't know, but it's certainly, like, again, you play this, discard a land, go get a creature card you actually want. Yeah, certainly a good card. Gilt-Leaf's Embrace. 3 mana flash enchantment, gains trample and indestructible and +2/+0. I like the indestructible. Assuming they don't have an exile, I think this card I like. Again, because it's kind of like a protection spell, but also an enchantment aura. I'm not sure how much I'd take it. Maybe I'd still hate auras enough that I wouldn't do it, but sure. Great Forest Druid. Okay. 2 mana for a 0/4 that is a mana nerd. Sure. That's the most generic thing I've ever seen, but sure. Lumino Lusk. Okay. 4 mana for a 2/4 with Death Touch. And when it enters, you gain life equal to the number of colors, so you gain 2. 1, 2, or 3. Sure, I mean, it's got Death Touch, so your opponent's not going to want to block it. They're also not going to like it that you have it there ready to block. But it doesn't really do all that much. It heals you a little bit, and yeah, like the Death Touch is nice. So it's better than some creatures, but it's not like breaking... It's not mind-blowingly good. It's just, sure, it's fine. It's got Death Touch. Lys Alana Dignitary. 2 mana for a 3/2, but you have to behold. Sure. And it's a good mana nerd. So you can tap it to add double green, but only if there's an elf in your graveyard. I mean, the black elves put stuff in your graveyard, so this is fine. This is doable. Sure. Yeah, I like this. This is like a decent ramp in limited, right? You play this on turn 2. All you need to do is get an elf into the graveyard, and then you can start using this as 2 lands, which is crazy. Lys Alana Informant. 2 mana, 3/1. When it enters or dies, surveil 1. We've seen a card almost exactly like this before. Where it was like a dog guy. It was a 2 mana 3/1 that when it entered or dies, I think it was Surveil. I think we have seen this exact card before. Just in a different set, so sure. It's good. Like, if you've got nothing else, this is just good. Midnight Tilling. 2 mana, mill 4 cards, return a permanent card from among them to your hand. Again, I just prefer to have the permanent card, but sometimes this is good. Like, especially with the black-green elves, if you need to get stuff into the graveyard. Sure. Mist Meadow Council. 5 mana, costs 1 less to cast if you control a kit. So 4 mana for a 4/3, and when it enters, draw a card. Sure. Green doesn't really get that many. I mean, you've got the elf one, but if you're doing Kithkin, you don't get access to that. Did Kithkin have any draw anywhere? I don't remember if any of the white Kithkin had draw. I don't think they did. Sure. Again, this is just kind of generically good, right? This is probably just good in a Kithkin deck. It's fine. It's, well, not good. It's generically fine. Moon Vigil Adherence. 4 mana. For a 0/0 with trample, gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and each creature in your graveyard. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is going to be huge. This is just going to be big. This is going to be something your opponent has to deal with. Assuming you're playing elves or anything where there's lots of creatures. I mean, Kithkin could do it. Elves could do it. Like this goes in anything. I say elf because it is an elf. But anything where you're going to have a lot of creatures, this is going to be big. Morkant's Eyes. 2 mana for an enchantment. An elf enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. Sure. 6 mana, sacrifice this enchantment. Create X 2/2 black and green elf creature tokens where X is the number of elves in your graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery, Assad. But I guess you have to do that, or else your opponent would just do it at the end of your turn, and then they just crack you with a million. I mean, this is 2 mana, do nothing, really. I mean, yeah, I guess you fix the top of your library, but... I don't think it's terrible. Again, I'm more inclined to take just the creatures instead of stuff like this, but generally that does come back to bite, or sometimes that comes back to bite me in the ass. I think this is cheap enough that this is good. I'm just not sure how much it actually does. I think if you get to 6 mana and you have like 4 elves in your graveyard, this is good. But you got to get there, and I don't know if you're going to do that realistically. Mutable Explorer. 3 mana 1/1 changeling. When this creature enters, create a tapped Mutavault token. It is a land that has tap, add colorless, and tap 1. This token becomes a 2/2 with all creature types. It's still a land. Okay. Cool. I mean, this is great, right? Especially if you can bounce this. I mean, it's 3 mana ramp because it makes a land when it enters. The land is also a creature. And if you can bounce this, you can make a whole bunch of them. Is Mutavault legendary? I don't think so. No, Mutavault's not a legendary land. But in Commander, you would only be able to have 1 Mutavault in your deck. Whereas this guy can just vomit Mutavaults. Right? So, because he still works in Commander. Because you can have as many Mutavault tokens as you want. This is a cool card. I like this card. I wonder if I can make this, like, make a functional deck around this card. Because I like this guy. This little man, I like this little man. Pitiless Fists. 4 mana for enchantment. Enchanted creature fights up to 1 target creature an opponent controls, and it gets +2/+2. This is looking like the quick way to removal spell. Although there's not a massive amount of removal spells in the set, to be fair, so maybe not. This is a fight effect. You probably take this if you see it, because it's removal. It's green's version of removal, at least. Prisma Basher. 6 mana, 6/6 with trample. When it enters up to X, target creatures you control get +X/+X, and then opponent X. So 2. 2 or 3. So when this creature enters, up to 2 or 3 target creatures you control get +2/+2 or +3/+3 until end of turn, where X is the number of colors, which is going to be 2 or 3. I mean, you take this as a 6/6 for 6/6 with trample for 6, right? Like, you probably get the effect from it for like 1, 2, or 3, and you're happy about it, but you're taking it because it's a 6/6 for with trample for 6. Prismatic Undercurrents. 4 mana for an enchantment that has, when this enchantment enters, search your library for up to X basic lands, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle, and you may play an additional land. Again, in Limited, this doesn't do anything. Right, like, maybe there's some, like, Commander players that are rubbing their hands together for this. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if this is actually good enough for Commander. But In limited, this is pay 4 mana, do nothing, and watch as my opponent kicks my fucking head in. Right? I don't think it's good enough. I mean, you do get to 7 mana the turn after, right? Assuming you got to 4, play this, go get 2 more, 5, you play an extra land, get your head kicked in, 6, 7, and then you can maybe play that giant that we saw early on in green, and maybe that's your saving grace, but 4 mana, do nothing is a quick way to losing. Pummeler for hire, sorry. 4 is a 5 mana, 4/4 vigilance, reach, and ward 2, and when it enters, you gain X life, where X is the greatest power among giants. This is okay. It's got vigilance and reach. It's okay stat-wise. It's got ward, so it's unlikely to get just blown up immediately. Gives you some life, which is nice. Like, the greatest power is going to either be him at 4, or, what, one of the 7s we've seen so far? That's not bad. I mean, he's not incredible either, but he's not bad. I don't hate this guy. He's just kind of... He's just kind of good. I will actually say he is good, because, you know, he's just big and heals. Safe Right Cavalry. 4 mana for another 4/4. Can't be blocked by more... Sorry, can't be blocked by more than one creature. And for 5 mana, you can give an elf +2/+2. I mean, it's a 4 mana 4/4. You take it. You're happy about it. It's a 4 mana 4/4, right? Like, that's just as far as it goes. That is exactly on curve, and we'll take it. Sapling Nursery. 8 mana, but it has affinity for forest. Okay. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 3/4 green tree folk with reach. And for 2 mana, exile this enchantment. Tree folk and forests you control gain indestructible until end of turn. I mean, this probably comes down... In mono green, this comes down on turn, what, 4? Costs 8. If you've got 4 forests out, it costs 4. So this comes down on turn 4. You know, the issue with this is you'd have to be playing mono green in limited, which sounds fucking horrible. You wouldn't have to be playing mono green, I guess. You just have to get all forests for the first 4 turns. I don't think this is good. Sadly, because I think I might build a landfall deck around this, just trying to get this out as quickly as possible, and then just make a million tree folk tokens just for the lols, and hopefully that's good enough. But yeah, I don't think this is good enough, which is very sad. Selfless Safe Right. A 5 mana 4/2 flash, and has Convoke, so you're probably playing this for like 3 or 4 mana. When it enters, choose a creature type. Other permanents you control of that type gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Okay, so this is like protection elf. I mean, hexproof and indestructible means he can stop targeted removal and or board wipes. Although he does also go down in the board wipe because it's other permanents, right? So if you're playing elves and you play this guy to give yourselves your elves protection from a board wipe, he still fucking gets it in the face. But everyone else lives. Okay. I still think this is good. Because I think if you've got like critical mass of elves in limited, and the only thing you think you're going to lose to is a board wipe, this just prevents that problem, as long as you can draw him, I guess. Shimmerwild's Growth. 2 mana, enchanted land, choose a color. Enchanted land is chosen color, and whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, Controller adds an additional 1 mana of the chosen color. Okay. Sure, this is ramp. I mean, assuming no one's going to blow your lands up, this is ramp. So, 2 mana ramp, sure. Spry and Mighty. Okay. 5 mana for a sorcery. Choose 2 creatures you control. You draw X cards, and then the chosen creatures gain +X, +X, and gain trample until end of turn, where X is the difference between the chosen creature's powers. So you need a little guy and a big guy? I mean, we saw some little mana nerdy guys, some 1/1s and like 1/2 mana nerds. And then we've also seen like a giant 7/7 giant. So this could be tap 5, draw 6 cards, and both creatures get +6/+6. I think this goes well with like mana nerds into big guys, right? Which is exactly what green wants to be doing. Because your mana nerds are going to be puny. Like, the only way this goes badly is if your opponent shoots one of them in the face, which makes me sad. Wait, but no, because that doesn't do anything, right? Or does it? I'm not sure. So, if you cast this and choose a 1/1 and a 7/7, and then they kill the 1/1, the spell doesn't fizzle, right? Because they're still legal targets, because one of them is... Well, there is still a legal target, because one of them is still alive? So would it continue to see the creature's power from the graveyard instead? I'm not sure how this would work. I don't think the spell would fizzle. Because usually if you go, you know, draw cards equal to this creature's power and your opponent kills the creature, then you don't have a target anymore. But if it's 2 creatures and they blow up 1, there is still a viable target on the field. The question is, what does it consider the dead creature's power as? Does it continue to read it from the graveyard? Is it 0? I'm not sure. I might have to talk to my other Magic friends and see what they think about it. But I think if I was going on what I think would happen, I think it would still see the creature's power in the graveyard. Because the game, like, because obviously there are like reanimate based on a creature's power and toughness. So you can still see the power and toughness of a creature in the graveyard. It's still selected in the graveyard. It just... Maybe not, though, because maybe it's a new instance itself. I don't know. And then also, what about if they exile one of those creatures? Then what happens? I don't know. Again, I'm gonna have to bring that up and discuss it. See what I think. See what some people say. But I'm not sure how this one would work if you destroy one of the legal targets or one of the targets. Surly Farrier, 2 mana for a 2/2. With tap, target creature you control gets +1/+1, gains vigilance till end of turn. Activate only as a sword. Sure. It's a very meh. Pack fillery meh. Ithkin card, sure. Tend the Sprigs. 3 mana, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle. If you've 7 or more lands, create a 3/4 green tree folk creature token with... This actually I don't hate. 3 mana for a get fetch a land is kind of about average, right? 2 or 3 mana is kind of about average for fetch a land. And then with this one, if you draw it in the late game, so you have like 10 mana on the field and you just don't need it, you still get a 3/4 out of it, right? Like, it's not terrible. Thought Weft Charge. 2 mana for an instant target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If a creature enters the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. Yeah, it's a good combat trick as long as you have played a creature this turn, because you get to draw a card out of it. So, replaces itself. Tristan Callous Cultivator. Okay. 3 mana for a 3/4 with Death Touch. Already like this. Whenever this creature enters or transforms into this guy, mill 3 cards. If there is an elf card in your graveyard, gain 2 life. Sure. And then next turn, what is it on the other side? A 3/4 with Death Touch again still. Whenever this creature transforms into this, mill 3 cards. Then you may exile an elf. If you do, each opponent loses 2. Are we exiling on this side? No, this is just looking for elves. This is exiling elves. By himself, I think you lose here, right? So yeah, by yourself in a standard deck, you just lose to him if you can't kill your opponent before the thing. Because this takes 10 turns to kill your opponent by itself to deal 20 to make them lose 20 life, and it's only when it swaps to this guy, so you're milling 6 cards. And it needs to, so you need to mill 60 cards for this guy to kill somebody. Yeah, by himself, this is not great. But he is a 3 mana 3/4 with Death Touch. So I like him based entirely on that. But I don't know how much I give a shit about his ability. I think maybe you leave him as either the green one or the black one. Like, you only switch him if you really need to do the effect. And I think you just treat him as a 3/4 with Death Touch, if I'm honest. Unforgiving Aim. 3 mana to destroy a creature with flying, destroy an enchantment, or create a 2/2. Sure. All very green things. Vinebred Brawler. 3 mana, must be blocked, and whenever this attacks, another target elf gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Again, sure, whatever, kind of fine. Nothing particularly exciting. Virulent Emissary. 1 mana, 1/1 with Death Touch. Whenever another creature you control enters, gain a life. Yep, I like this one. So this is like, turn 1, I play a 1/1 with Death Touch. You can't attack me now. And also, I gain life every time I play a creature. Which is good. I like this. Although elves don't seem to be pooping out elf tokens as much as I thought they would. I thought they'd just be vomiting those things everywhere. I've only seen like 2 or 3 cards that do it. Wild Vine Pummeler. 7 mana, 6/5 with reach and trample. Costs probably like 2 less. So 5 mana, 6/5. Sure. Whatever. This is just fine. Like, it's a big guy. Cool. It's just a big guy. I'm fine with big guys, but he doesn't do anything particularly exciting.